walk down, walk down. Water walk number, I have no clue. But I could look it up actually. I now on my YouTube channel have a whole playlist of water walks, so I could just look there and see how many there are. I might just do that one day. Anyway, here we go. There's a little window of no rain, which is how things work at this time of year. Um, more often it's the morning, and mornings when I like to go anyway. Get some exercise, visit my neighbors, and at the moment, it's not raining, but it will be raining soon because we're in the rainy season. Okay. It's a rainforest, as it turns out. Whoosh. Water is still slow. Maybe it's going to be like that for a good long while. I have my trusty pliers, multi-tool I guess it is. And we'll just shut that valve for this time being. And I always leave the pliers right there, right by the valve, so that I remember to open it again. I've done that. Walked all the way down and went, oh crap, I have to go back. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. You go. You know, it's funny, when the mosquitoes land, I can feel the slight coolness of their little wings flapping. I think that sounds much deeper than it actually is. They can. There's a few mosquitoes out today, not a huge number, but because it's rainy, wet and rainy, they're out now. It's not a really heavy mosquito area. So, you know, sometimes deep in the forest can, sometimes. But, not a huge number. Nothing like northern Canada. Of course, here they have, potentially have dengue, you know. So that's an issue. put my back to certain noises. Let's have a look. Probably okay. I can still smell that something dead thing rotting away here. It's still there. Hasn't been eaten up yet. Interesting. Cilantro. Best water in the world. Figure out where that is. I don't know. Can't see it, but it's probably just buried in the dirt. Well, not buried, but covered in leaves and stuff, you know. Yeah. It's quite amazing right now. When it's so, the clouds are so deep, right? It's not raining, but it's coming. There's a real softness to the air. And like how the vision of it, right? Softened by the moisture in the air. Like at my place this morning, it was 97% humidity. It's like almost cloud level humidity. But it's beautiful. It's all beautiful, right? Yeah. So I always find the rainy season hardest. It's just because, you know, it's so humid. It's really, but I still love it, right? I'd never want to leave it. But having said that, I really love the cold, dry season. Oh. Anyway, couple months, I'd say, of the rainy, like I'd say August, September. In my experience here, are usually the heavier rain times. But we'll see, you know. And then things start to become less rainy, and I head up the mountain a little bit more, hiking and stuff, and have some friends now that like to come up with me, like Leo and stuff. Anyway, I've been talking to the kids at Kendo about taking them up high on the mountain for a day and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna pack up and continue. Ivermectin, vaccines, oh, hydroxychloroquine, ah. All right then, here we go. Should I just let it do auto exposure? Seems to work better. We'll try it out and see how it goes. Trying to get some distance. How's that? Some distance. Social distancing, even on freaking YouTube videos. Yeah. Okay, so what are my things today that I'm supposed to go on about? I should just do the birds. I know, whatever. But it's mostly birds for the water part. I guess what's really been on my mind, and I mentioned it last week, was the whole thing with the kind of political partisanship to do with things like vaccines and treatments and prophylaxis treatments, you know, for the COVID-19. Anyway, I've seen it all over the place, right? And also, last week I mentioned this whole connection between wokeism and lockdownism, and I got a vine getting me. The vine's getting me. Toby Young at this lockdown summit they had in London. Beautiful. It was like 12 minutes. I have it. Maybe I'll try to remember to upload it on my, on the Facebook one anyway. I'll do that. The connection between the woke thing and that and status. So the left are really seem to be into the lockdowns, right? And that, for me, that expands into, oh, the left are really authoritarian. It's the right that at the moment that seem to be more about people's personal choice, freedom of choice and stuff, right? Of course, the left will use the terms of, oh, I'm protecting others. It's like, no, you're not. Not really. It doesn't look like that at all, actually, given some of the stuff coming out of Israel and stuff. But good enough. Do it. Do the vaccines. Good. I like what Brett Weinstein had to say. Combining people that are vaccinated, that choose that, good for them. Good for you. Good for anyone that gets it. I've never said it was a bad idea. Even my friend, I won't name her, one of my closest friends, do you think I'm crazy to get the vaccine? I'm like, no. No. Not at all. I have friends, a lot of friends, really good friends here that got it, and I think it's a great idea. It's fine. You know, I think there's, personally, I think there's some really dark things spun up in it, right? But for me, that's not gonna trump. Can we use that word anymore? That's not gonna trump personal choice. If you think it's right for you, then go for it, I'd say. You know, there's risks. Obviously, it's a really risky drug. Is it a vaccine even? I don't know. Whatever. I think on Merriam-Webster's they completely changed the meaning. Like under vaccine it was one paragraph, and now it's like really long or something. That was on Tessa Nina's thing. Anyway, I won't get into that because, you know, what a mess. What a dog's breakfast. Anyway, yeah, so that's it, right? But the thing is, it's kind of not becoming personal choice, right? It's becoming a certain group of people wanting to force others. So now in France, I'm sure the French people are just going to go, hey, yeah, you want to do that to us? Which they're doing all this, like you can't go to a restaurant or a coffee shop without proof of 2 vaccinations and all that. Like, you gotta hand it to the French, right? If they don't like something, they're gonna go up and say, screw you, and watch the buildings burn, you know? Gotta hand it to them. Good for them. It's like, really? You want to try that with us? You know, we're the French Revolution bunch. Anyway, so what's happening is the things like, okay, and hydroxychloroquine and fluoxamine and all the treatments, right? All the treatments, early treatments and prophylaxis treatments are being pushed into the hard right, crazy right camp, right? There was a recent Guardian article, and like what a trashy rag that's becoming. Anyway, the first line, it was about this Egyptian study that proved to be, can't really use it, right? Like it was in, ooh, wow, ooh, don't want to slide down. Well, it's not too bad there. Egyptian study that just couldn't be used, and it was part of the meta-analysis done by that big meta-analysis that Tess Lowry was involved with. Anyway, she was on Brett Weinstein and pointed out that I think it makes essentially no difference to their study at all as to the efficacy of ivermectin as early treatment and prophylaxis. Anyway, but the first line on that article was, ivermectin, something blah 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 of the far right, or something like that. And the second I saw that, I went, oh, this is trash, right? This, as soon as you start, whoever that quote-unquote journalist was totally bad faith, right? And of course, I've got all these Canadian friends passing that article on to me, as if I wouldn't have seen it already, right? Like, do read all not all, but I do read a lot of the stuff because I am interested in the ivermectin story, right? And the, oh, wow, is it ever thick here? I can already see the trail. You gotta keep an eye out, right? Because you don't want to step on a snake. Even though I'm traveling so slow and with this weight on my back, the snakes would probably feel the vibration, right? And get out of the way. But yeah, that's the same. On a precautionary principle. Anyway, yeah, so lots of Canadian friends. I'm not always ragging on the Canadians, right? Because I am Canadian, and I'm always saying on Facebook posts how ashamed I am to call myself one now. Anyway, not really. I love Canada, but kind of. When someone says to me, "Oh, kun thai leo," oops, my phone filled up. I have this really old phone that's not very big in storage, so it filled up, and I forgot to delete some videos. Anyway, I have no idea when that clicked in, but I was just saying like about Canadians, and anyway, it's a terrible situation in my opinion. Like doctors are getting in trouble for trying to treat their patients, right? Like big trouble. Ugh. It's quite slippery here today. Of course, it's all wet. So and it seems like all Canadians are just fine with that. Yeah, fine. Like not fine. Luckily here in Thailand, the government, I think that the Thai government is doing an ivermectin study. I mean, we'll see how that goes, right? Because some of these studies aren't really as unbiased as you'd maybe want them to. So certain studies come out and they're obviously geared to fail, right? Like any study that tries to treat someone with COVID for 2 weeks with ivermectin, that's gonna fail. It's not made for that. Well, it's not made for it at all, but it's been shown to not work for that at all. It's either early or preventative or not at all, is how it seems to me. Or maybe for later situations they can use it with other treatments, right? But here in Thailand, I know because my friend Su Chang, his son's, I mean, yeah, I know, like from one person, anyway. But I've heard also, like, some doctors are using Pha Thalaijon, which is a Thai herb, and also using other repurposed drugs, you know, like I think there's some HIV drugs that they're finding helpful. I'm sure there must be some doctors using ivermectin, although it's not really easily got here. I suppose it's here in a hospital. Wow. Like I'm hacking through the bush like it's a freaking African queen or something. The jungle. Okay, we're good. I never call it jungle, eh? It's too laden with weird colonial stuff, I think. It's a tropical highland forest. Maybe rainforest. Maybe right now it's for sure rainforest. Anyway, just going on about the ivermectin thing. So, you know, you can get it here. It's not prescription drug here. But it's not easy to get here and it's not cheap, right? Whereas I know places like India, China, shoot, you can just probably pick it off a counter if they still have it for pennies, you know? So if you know anyone in India or China, or you can order it from India. Shh, I didn't tell you that. Yeah. Anyway, so that's been on my mind, and I've been having online fights with people. I'm in fighting mode, eh? I actually really like it. Like, come on, get me. Yeah, you just try. And then someone says, "Oh, that's just for animals, and it's dangerous for humans." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, the fight is on, bitch." Weirdly, it's usually women that say that. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with people I know on Facebook more than anything. Anyway, don't know, don't care. So anyway, there you go. But let's see now what's coming up from the ivermectin front. Oh, sorry, not ivermectin. Ivermectin. Don't want to demonetize. Which, if anyone knows me, is the biggest joke going. Because you don't, when you have a YouTube video that has like 20 views, monetization is not, something's going on. I keep running out of storage. I don't know. Don't know. Anyway, I better keep this short. I'm gonna say goodbye now. Hope everyone's doing well. And Shen and all that. But I'm gonna keep blabbing until it just cuts out on me again. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. I think there's this World Ivermectin Day coming, run by the Bird Group with Tess Laurie. I guess that's okay. The thing is that anything that makes me think that, because people, like all the people on the left, they say, oh, it's some miracle drug. No one's saying it's a miracle drug. No one's saying that. Any more than the vaccines are a miracle drug. They're not. They're just useful things. So actually I was going to mention Brett Weinstein was saying, you know, if we can combine people that are vaccinated with those who have natural immunity, which is a viable thing it seems, and those who choose not to be vaccinated and are taking ivermectin in place of that. Choose not to for whatever many reasons might be. That seems like a really great way to go, but no. France, now England's doing the passport thing, and because everyone loves to copy those guys, that'll probably spread. So it's becoming a political control thing for sure, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? And I don't like that. I won't put up with that. No way. See, that alone will keep me from taking the vaccine. It's like, no, I'm not playing that game. I mean, and now like a lot of the vaccines are coming out with their second generation. It's like, yeah, what was wrong with the first one? It's like, because it's still in their trials, right? Anyway, we'll see down the road, right? There might be some vaccines that actually do function really well. And they all seem to be helping people not get too sick, right? That seems to be the case, but we'll see. We'll see in the fall in the West, right? In my opinion, but we'll see. But they don't. It seems pretty obvious that in a lot of cases it doesn't keep you from infecting someone else. It doesn't seem that way. I don't know. I actually don't know. Anyway, so I'm still rolling, so I'm going to say goodbye now because I'm coming back to the part where I start hitting the road. Hope everyone's doing great. As usual, my advice is only to just keep an open mind, get out in the sun, get out in the woods, the forest, the Great Plains, whatever it is, you know, because we're children of nature, as it turns out. All of us, in my opinion. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you on the in a week or so. Ciao. À la prochaine.